What's wrong with you, man?
Let's talk about that.
I'm Sam from Leicester, Massachusetts. Good mythical morning.
Good mythical morning.
Thanks for joining us today. This episode is brought to you by the store, meaning ours. Go to RhettandLink.com/store, buy all types of merchandise, support entertainment, and cover potential medical bills. Would you allow me to give an introduction here, sir?
You are allowed. Speak freely.
Okay, thank you, Rhett. Okay, people, listen, we do this show, Good Mythical Morning, every weekday for you. This is special to us. I thank you for making it special to you, because it is a time for us to connect. You know, when you make it a part of your daily routine, we become family. And I feel like there are certain points when we're connecting that you get to know us, that if there's something that one of us or both of us is going through, that you could be clued into that you might even see pain on our faces at certain points. Ladies and gentlemen, mythical beasts everywhere, let me tell you that I've become aware of a problem, an affliction, a pain that my friend Rhett here has, that I've asked him to speak to you about today. Because you know what? We're family, or something. We're friends. We're well, you're an audience, and this is important, or he at least can't hide it from you. And I just thought it would be appropriate. So I've asked him to join us today, and to share a little bit about
My psoriasis?
his personal pain.
Is this about my psoriasis?
No, not that one. The back thing.
Oh.
You got something on your shirt here too. So that's the first things out of the way. Whatever was floating out of your hair into your
Psoriasis, probably.
into your shirt, I've removed that.
If you listen closely and you watch Good Mythical Morning on a regular basis, you may have picked up on the fact that a couple of days ago when we were doing a thumb war, as a result of the mythical wheel landing on thumb war,
Yes.
that I complained about my back, and that's why I lost, and I'm still going to say that's why I lost. I typically do not lose contests, although I have lost 2 in a row. And I'm going to chalk it all up to the fact that, ladies and gentlemen, for approximately the 3rd or 4th time in my life, I have a ruptured disc.
Ooh, it even sounds painful. The word rupture, it hurts me to even say it.
It's you might call it, I don't know, there's different names for it, bulging, ruptures. All I know it is very painful, and it happened. I don't know if it's because I'm 6'7". Yes, I'm extremely tall. Welcome to the party. It puts a lot of leverage on my back. I've had back problems since I was a teen. That's a teenager. That's from the ages of 13 to 19. I'm just making sure everybody understands what I'm talking about. Sometimes I just feel the need. I have to clarify everything, to minimize the comments.
It's like the levity with which you're delivering what you're talking about. It's like you're giving a disposition to like Congress or something.
Well, it's like I'm speaking to like a...
ladies and gentlemen of Congress, I'd like for you to know that I've had back trouble since a teen, defined as ages 13 to 17.
19 is still a teen.
Yeah,
you don't feel like it anymore, but you're technically still a teenager. Anyway, I've had back problems for a long time, and starting in college, I would get, and I've had lower, mid, and upper back problems. I've had side, upper, lower, set, left. I just have a lot of back problems, and I've tried yoga and exercises, and sometimes.
Well, let's not get to what you've tried.
Yeah, I've had it under control from time to time, but it has happened again, and I am nearly immobilized.
Leah, let me ask you, at this point, right now, if you were to rate your pain level from a 0 to a 10, that's what they do in hospitals, what would you rate it? A 10 being that you're in a torture device, a 0 being you're on some sort of anti-torture drug.
Okay. So it's like pleasureful?
A pleasure drug. Or a pleasure cruise.
As I sit here right now with you, not moving, supporting myself with my elbows, I'd say it's about a 4 right now. Okay. Now, if I try to get up, it will become a 7 to 8. And if I try to get out of the bed in the morning, it becomes like I'd go as far as a 9, meaning that if I sleep on it wrong, and I have to change, in last 2 nights now that I've had this, I've been sleeping, on my back and then on one side and on the other side, and I keep waking myself up because it begins to hurt, and then trying to get out. I am like a whale trying to roll out of bed in the morning.
Let me put it this way. So I come to Rhett's house and I blow the horn to pick him up a couple mornings ago, and he comes out, he opens his gate and comes out and walks down. He gets in the car every day. That's what happens. Well, this time I blow the horn. He doesn't come, blow the horn again, and finally I see a hand come over the gate and like open the gate, and then I see a guy who looks like Rhett in terms of like his hair and his stature and the type of clothes he would wear, but the way that this guy was walking, he looked like a 98-year-old man coming down the knoll, but it was Rhett. You were just walking like a 98-year-old man. And then he proceeds to open the car door and take the next 8 minutes, no exaggeration, getting in the car.
It wasn't 8 minutes.
I'm like, do you want me to pull on something? Do you want me to like watch your head like a cop getting in a car?
Well, here's the problem. We made a decision.
So sad.
We made a decision almost 2 years ago when we decided to get a company car, and we were in a crunch for time.
We made a decision.
We picked the Ford Fusion. No, it was my decision.
Okay.
Because it was like it was affordable. They had a good deal on it, and it was the number 1 rated sedan. I was like, surely we just need a sedan. But sometimes I forget that I'm a really large man, especially trying to get into a sedan with a ruptured or bulging disc. I can't get myself small enough. The thing that really hurts is bending over. Like I have trouble getting my socks and shoes on in the morning, but I figured out this morning if I get on the bed and lay on my back like an insect that's kind of stuck on its back, and I can get
like a turtle.
I can get to my feet and put the socks on. Not quickly now. It took me a good 5 minutes to get my socks and shoes on this morning.
Dude, you've got 2 kids. That's what they're for. Put my socks and shoes on, kids.
But anyway, I have to kind of get myself.
Put my socks on.
I try to get myself as small as possible to get in and out of the car, and that is one of the most painful parts of my day is getting. And I'm kind of constantly out of breath because I'm holding myself in a certain way as to not hurt myself.
And when you stand, you kind of stand in a way. Jason, see if you can capture this and tilt here. Sorry for asking you to stand. Stand in the most comfortable way possible.
Now, I'm not exaggerating. As you can see, my body goes like this right now. I guess you can see that. Is that obvious in the picture, Jason?
In the picture. It's a video. It's not a picture.
Is that obvious in the many pictures that you are taking 24
in
times
rapid
a
succession?
second? I'm not exaggerating. This is me standing straight with this issue. Now, if I really try to straighten up, it gets very painful.
Makes you whistle, too.
And I went to a chiropractor at some point.
Let's sit back down.
Who told me that you should try to straighten it out.
Ooh.
And that does make you feel a little bit better. It hurts initially, but then it starts hurting so good.
Well, hold on. Just sit back down, man. I don't like watching you in pain. I think that's why we're not going to release this episode. This is pretty pathetic. I think people at home are going to be... A couple of things are going to happen.
We're not going to release this episode.
If we release this episode, people are going to feel sorry the whole time.
Good.
And then the whole...
I need some sympathy.
And then the second half of their feelings are just going to be...
Medical advice.
Cavalcaded. It's going to be a cavalcade of medical advice
listen,
coming from our audience.
Listen. I know your dad's a chiropractor or your dad's an orthopedic surgeon, and I need to do this. Please restrain yourself.
Or a nutritionist or a psychic.
You've probably already done it. Many of you have already commented by the time you got to this point in the video. Please refrain from giving me medical advice in the comments. I know what to do. It's okay. I'm going to be okay. I will recover. I have a professional that I'm seeing.
Really?
And I'm just telling them that so they'll get off my back, literally.
Oh, it's a pun. Now, I think here's one thing. Here's a funny story because, it certainly would be nice to try to do something that's a little bit funny and not so pathetic in this episode.
I think I've been very funny.
About the way that when your back went out last time, it was right before we were going to be on Conan.
2 days before.
We were going to be on Conan to promote Commercial Kings, which was fabulous, a fabulous experience, which we haven't talked to them about that. Maybe we can go back and do that
because we weren't doing Good Mythical Morning at the time.
But anyway, part of Conan is they do a pre-interview with like a producer. You don't meet Conan until you're on the show. And they ask you questions so they'll know what you're going to answer. And then they kind of say, all right, we're only going to ask you these questions so it's more entertaining and it moves quickly, blah, 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 blah. Well, one of the first things we had to tell them because Rhett had thrown out his back was he's thrown out his back. If he comes out, he's going to look like a wobbly Frankenstein coming out on stage. We're going to have to talk about that on Conan's show.
Because it was going to be embarrassing. It was going to be something that you can't walk out like I was going to walk out.
Like, what's wrong with this guy? You have to address it.
But we said it would be a game time decision. You know, we were going to wait, and I didn't want to have to talk about it because I didn't want it to be about me, and I didn't want the conversation to be about my back. I wanted it to be about our show.
Or at least just me.
Yeah, or just you, Link. So the thing that happened is when I got there, my back wasn't feeling great, definitely. It was hurting, but there was a lot of adrenaline going through me while we were on Conan. I was nervous, I was excited, and if you watch the tape when I walk out, I can tell that I'm hurting, but I look like I'm just totally fine.
Maybe that's what we need to do now, though, is we need to get you on Conan again and you'll have an adrenaline rush. But tell the people at home how you threw your back out.
Eating a sandwich. Which time? Last time?
Yeah.
Well,
eating a sandwich.
Well, here I learned later that the way a ruptured or bulging disc happens is you cause some sort of trauma to it by putting some compression on the spine. And then 24 to 48 hours later, as it's beginning to be inflamed, it then pops out.
As it swells.
And then it hits a nerve, and that's when you get a lot of pain. It shoots down your leg. It's not pleasant at all. But the problem is that if you don't know anything, like I didn't know anything at the time, you think the thing that you're doing at that moment is the thing that causes the pain. So we were eating a sandwich over in Burbank.
Yeah.
And we were outside.
You weren't sitting on the picnic table bench. You were sitting on the top of the picnic table. I remember that. And I remember you being like, I just threw my back out eating a sandwich.
I was lifting the sandwich to my mouth, and that was when. So I can never figure out what it was. I don't know what it was this time. We filmed a pretty involved video.
You also moved
this week.
You moved a mattress.
I moved a mattress. I bear hugged you in a video, even though you were standing on an apple box, and so I tried not to. I don't know what it was. I'm gonna be okay. Don't worry about me.
They are worried about you, Rhett, and I'm worried about you.
Well, I'm gonna bounce
I
back.
think our career is on the line here. If you don't get better, we're gonna. My choice.
Give me a massage, man.
What?
Just make your choice about me. Give me a massage.
Softer. It's good. Keep going. Yeah. Yeah.